Oh, now stop giving me a hard time about this. Talking about CP time. Curtis prep time. First of all, you know this is a DIY program, first of all. DIY. Treat me like your local access cable, all right? And next on your programming is... But we are joined by a special guest, and I want to make sure we respect his brother's time. It is an honor to have him here. First and foremost, DIYers, I want to make sure we get all of the technical stuff up out the way. Am I low? Are we low? Do we sound low? How does it sound?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, let me know that beforehand so we can get that fixed and I can just chop it off in YouTube's inner editing. Just want to make sure. 100, we good? That sound good to you? Did live? You ever see that clip? It's a clip where this gentleman, I guess he went on there to go sell his book on a live news station, right? And hold on, let me get us here. So he on a live news station, and I don't know if he's ever been on live TV. And the lady said, "Okay, what do you do?" Like he said, I write poetry and I rap a little. She said, "Oh, you rap?" She said, "How about giving us a little freestyle?"
Oh boy, famous last words.
And he said, "Yeah, for freestyle, okay." He said, "Years ago, you try to lock me in a." Years ago, they tried to lock me in the... Is this live?
Oh, man.
So from here on out, because my audience don't have any kind of sense, their favorite thing to say is, "Is it live?"
Wow.
Because the look in his eyes, the fear that you saw obviously sit in that man's eyes was a real deal situation. He's a little low. Okay.
You ever seen, shout out to the WWE Raw shirt, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You ever seen a clip of... It was during a pay-per-view, Jim Ross was interviewing Sid Vicious, right?
Okay.
And, asking Sid Vicious about, I think it was a match with Shawn Michaels or something, right? So Sid Vicious, he starts talking his shit. And he's like, "Oh, can I get it again?" And Jim Ross is like, "We're live, pal." And they cut back to Vince.
No, I didn't hit him with the "we're live, pal."
He did.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the funniest. This is why I have so much more empathy for folks who do the live situation.
Yeah, man.
Because there ain't no going back.
It ain't. One take.
As soon as you say they're live, you remember I just said this live while it's this live.
The layers.
The layers of turmoil. And you can't do no backing up. So does he sound good now, ladies and gentlemen? I want to make
Check,
sure.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2.
Should be A1. Everybody's in here. Shout out to all my moderators and everyone holding it down. So
moderators
glad.
You got, Curtis? Dang.
I do that for protection.
I feel you. Because my chat is the Wild West, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm the one man with the band hammer. You know what I'm saying? But I need to pass it off. I really do.
I call them snipers.
I feel you.
Because sometimes some folks come in here and they like, "What's going on in here?"
Right.
He a little bit too belligerent. Keep an eye on him. Yeah. Keep an eye on him. Because, we didn't been to shows where we see that character come in and it's like, he not being loud right now, but his energy is real loud.
Mm-hmm. And it don't take but one.
It's just that right. What's your name? Open mic? I think I heard about you.
Nah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure I give a proper introduction to a very special guest that we're having. Today we are joined by one of the most creative voices in hip-hop, rapper, writer, podcaster, streamer, and art rap pioneer, Open Mic Eagle. He's built one of the most unique indie careers in rap, blending humor, intellect, vulnerability, and a style completely his own. He co-created and starred in the Comedy Central series, The New Negroes. He's toured the world, built a strong online community through live streaming, and now he's back. He's here for the first time, but he did release a new project, Neighborhood Gods Unlimited. We're talking about his journey as an independent artist because we are all here as DIYers. The grind of creation, the meaning behind the album, and yes, even the moment when director James Gunn shouted him out publicly.
Hey.
Been having a hell of a year, man.
Shout out to Big Jim.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Big Jim, man.
How you been, bro?
Man, I've been crazy. I've been crazy. The world is crazy. I've been crazy. My schedule been crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is always constantly moving. I'm trying to keep plates spinning in a tornado.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What does that look like on a daily? Like what is the responsibilities of being you?
Well, my chief responsibility is being a parent.
Hello.
Right? I share custody of my son, so I have him 1 week on, 1 week off. Okay. And when he's in my house, my schedule really revolves around him,
Sure,
getting him to school or whatever he need to do. And then the rest of my day is running my empire.
Man, the empire it is, bro. Like
wearing all of the hats.
So much.
You know what I'm saying? Wearing all the hats.
And you know the scariest thing about it is, since the first day that I met you, right? I knew your reputation, had basically has surpassed anything in terms of when I actually met you. I was like, I had the same feeling of meeting you that I had meeting DiBiase for the first time.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
There was all of these stories like, oh, he did this, and oh, you don't know, he did it. And then I seen you, and I was like,
you fool.
Sup, open? Why'd I say open? Why'd I say that?
People do that. Some people think that's my first name. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember that, by the way? The first time it was I think it was at a beat showcase that I met you in person for the first time.
I thought we met when I went to one of Merz's shows that you was on. I think y'all was on tour together. I thought we met then, but
possibly then.
Now we talking about 10 years plus ago though. So all of this blurs together, man. I can't count back that far. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But that's my first memory with meeting you. I think it was out of town. I feel like it was in like Salt Lake City or something weird like that.
Oh, wait a minute, Salt Lake City. Oh my God,
because I had a show down the street.
It wasn't that small venue that had like it looked like a garage.
Oh, Kilby Court?
Kilby Court.
It might have been. Y'all might have been in Kilby Court. I think I was down the street at some other show.
I think I got banned from Kilby Court.
It's easy to get banned from Kilby Court. That place is for children.
For those that don't know, if you've never like look it up. Look up Kilby Court. Look up live like shows and whatnot that have been there. It is such a unique venue, such a dope venue, in that it literally looks like a garage.
It is.
It is a garage converted into a show as a venue. They got like a whole like merch section in the backyard. They sell drinks, and I'll never forget we was on stage, and I don't know what made me want to try Utah Mexican food.
Oh no! Did the food start moving on you while you was on stage?
Ma'am, I'd like a bean and cheese burrito, extra cheese.
Oh no!
I'm lactose intolerant, by the way.
No, why extra cheese then, Curtis? Why?
Because I was hungry on that tour. I had never been on tour. Open mic, I had never been on tour. Sir Mike Eagle, I'd never been on tour. And I went there and I was like, oh, that was good. It wasn't quite like in LA, but it was good. I tore it up. I think I might have had a quesadilla too. I was wilding.
No, you can't be letting Mormons make you Mexican food, man. You can't be doing that.
That's exactly what it was too.
Yeah.
I ate that and I was like, cool, we about to perform. I was like, I don't feel good, but I'm gonna run through it. And we were so excited. And sometimes when you get excited, you know what it's going.
Oh no!
Sometimes we jumping we got video of it too. And it's the funniest thing because I was with my Black Cloud brothers. Shout out to Noah and everybody else that we jumping around on this little stage, right? We jumping around and I'm jumping around a little bit more than everybody else because I'm trying to like not let the gas out. Whew. It escaped.
Oh, audibly?
And the audience is like,
yeah, they real close.
They real close.
They're real close.
And the look on people's faces.
Oh,
I think
man.
I'm banned there. Bubble Gut Curtis is crazy, by the way, but this is not about me. This is not about me. But yeah, if that was the first time, that's hilarious because I'll never forget. They'll never forget me either.
Well, the story didn't last till the end of the night when I met y'all. This is my first time hearing that you had vicious gas right now. I had no idea.
I'll pull up that video one day because that video was you could see the look on my guy, Fame Kills. He was like, that's the smell that I don't. That's you. I think
that's what Fame Kills, man. I used to see that dude everywhere.
He's another one of like I feel like he's from like the branch of the tree that you have created, and that you have folks who wear they're multi hyphenated and they're efficient in every single one of those categories. But I talked to him a few years ago. Last I know, he was still doing things in the education field.
Right, I know he was doing something with books. Someone's a bookstore or
like
library.
He got married and all of that too. Okay. So But yeah, man, it is a journey. It is a journey, man. For anyone who knows the music, but not just the full story, how would you describe Open Mike Eagle?
I just everything that I do, I feel like everything I do, whether it's rap music, whether it's streaming on Twitch, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's writing television, all of it really comes down to just you know, the audience member, the listener, the viewer, just having a conversation with me, you know, like I'm just my very authentic self in all of those arenas. And, you know, and that's for good or bad, really, because you contend with the expectations of whatever people are expecting, right? Like
Right.
people don't necessarily expect a rap song or a rap album to be conversational, right? But that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm interested in. Like that's the sort of communication I'm trying to have, and I bring that to everything I do. You know,
Right. I get asked this question, but seeing you, like I've seen you on many occasions do things. You talked about like the TV show. We're going to talk about those things. I've always just had questions as a friend of yours.
For sure.
I've had questions, but what is your psychotic balance?
Psychotic balance. Can you
What is,
tell?
it is to everybody else who think about all the things like you saw, just even getting this ready after we shot some content. This is normalized in our field.
Right.
How would you explain how you're able to lock in when it's time to lock in on writing for a TV show versus because they're similar in that they're art forms, but they're using different parts of the brains, I'm sure, at times.
I mean, I think the thing with me is I am an incredibly ambitious person, right? And a lot of times I will let my mouth or a well-worded email pull me into a situation that my body is not ready for at all. Like that has
So
happened to me
relatable.
so many times in my life. But I'm just so grateful for these opportunities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That I try to turn off all the noise, all the self-doubt. I've had every kind of imposter syndrome you could imagine. You know what I'm saying?
There's more than one?
Oh my God. I feel like it's different strains of it, like COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like this one's for TV. This one's for opening for a rock group. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Different strands. But that feels so accurate. Different strands is crazy.
yeah.
What are some of those strands?
I mean, it is literally for the different arenas, and then like how much of an imposter do I feel in this moment? You know what I'm saying? How potent is that flavor of self-doubt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what do you have to remember to quiet the noise? You know what I'm saying? Like I have certainly gotten into some situations where I'm like, I probably shouldn't do that thing again. Because this is what I used to do. Like I used to accept invitations to DJ events.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm a terrible DJ, Curtis.
I don't think that's even a factual statement. I don't think you would allow yourself to be a terrible DJ.
No, but I am.
I just feel like you just know so many great ones, legendary ones.
Well, I know what, but this is the thing. See, this is what I end up learning, right? Because it's the same thing I learned when I first started doing TV stuff, and I went to like acting school, and like, so I learned enough to know, like, I can tell what good acting is. I can tell what the process is. I can also tell that that's why I'm not good at it. You know what I'm saying? Because that craft, you need to be practicing that craft
100%
every
of the
day,
time. That's your
every
thing.
week. Like as often as I rap, right? Like I've probably literally rapped the 10,000 hours that they say you need to rap to achieve mastery, right? Like, so even though I know what good acting is, I haven't acted 100 hours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, even though I can see what it's supposed to look like, I don't have that level of craft internalized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can accept an opportunity to do that and try to make the best of it.
Sure.
But I can tell whether it was good or bad.
Okay, fair enough. I've always had this theory, and I would love to know what you kind of think of it. When you master one craft, I feel like you're almost learning how to learn in that process.
That's real.
And that's a category that sometimes, but the majority of people, I heard we were talking about Les Brown earlier. Les Brown says the most richest place on earth are graveyards because they're full of dreams that never got accomplished. They're full of songs that never got written, books that never got written. He said, with that in mind, what I'm thinking of is when you learn how to master one thing and you've really like, whether it's the piano, that's why they always say if you learn the piano, it's so easy. It's easier to learn other instruments. It makes me wonder if, you know, part of your tenacity is from you not wanting to accept that you're not, okay, I'm not this type of actor. I'm not this level of actor, but you've learned how to master something. You know what it looks like. You know the process. You know the frustrating parts of the process. I just always felt like once you learn how to learn, it's such a valuable skill you can take anywhere that allows you to be efficient in different places, right?
And I think that's absolutely right. And I think the sobering thing though is to understand like you can learn how to learn it. You can learn the components of it that equal success.
Sure.
But in most of these crafts, you got to put in the time, and you literally can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been learning about, you know, D'Angelo had already mastered piano, you know, and he did his first 2 albums with that as a central instrument and brought in experts to execute all the other musical instruments.
Right.
But I guess in the decade between the second album and Black Messiah, he spent mastering the guitar.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's like this guy who he was
you're
already a musical
D'Angelo.
genius, right? And he spent a decade
Yeah.
mastering another thing. Because it's like, yeah, you can know what good technical guitar playing is supposed to look and sound like.
Right.
But even being a musical genius, you still got to put in the time on the craft.
Can you execute that?
Yeah.
But you also make me think that there's a certain level of setting realistic expectations and a certain level of the opposite of arrogance, and that you're kind of humbled by the undertaking. You're looking at it and you're respectful of so many people that have come before and that have done it. I almost feel like that's kind of a benefit too, because you meet like it's crazy how I call it the Amarion theory. Hear me out. A buddy of mine, we were watching because we both made music together, and he was a big fan of just like the Neptune's musicality. We were watching a video behind the scenes of Marion, the song he had Touch.
Yeah.
And in the midst of him doing this music video and doing performance scene, he stops the scene and he talks to the background dancer and he's like, no, you got to hit it like this and hit it like this. He said, can you think about how talented you have to be to stop the thing that you're known for? Like you're singing, you're in the middle of your video to stop to say, no, you got, and that's all she got to do.
Right.
So I wonder if there's a level of respect for just the process, right? And that's maybe something that adds to, you know, how well you do in all these different things. I'm saying this and I'm asking questions at the same time.
I mean, I think you're spot on, right? That's why, for instance, right, people call me a comedian. I never call myself a comedian because I understand what it takes to really do stand-up comedy. Like I've dabbled in it. They say it takes you 10 years to learn how to be good at that.
10 years.
10 years. And I mean, part of the reason it does is because you have to learn to eat shit so many ways. So many ways. In so many situations. In so many circumstances. You got to learn how to deal with jokes bombing. You got to learn how to deal with hecklers.
Boy.
You got to learn how to deal with, oh, this joke killed with this audience. It got crickets with this audience. How do you split the difference? And I haven't paid that cost. I haven't paid that cost. I cannot claim that craft because I haven't spent the time, literally spending time. Like you got to spend it to get that.
But you ever see Kill Tony?
I've heard of it. I know the concept, but I haven't seen it.
I watch it just because of the cringe.
See, I can't do the cringe on purpose.
It's so hilarious. It's like you know, when you've done underground hip hop shows for years, you've seen every
people try to do
of every. And you're like, you're gonna be a banker in 2 months. You going back to your job after this? No, you going back to your job. This is not. You just want to rebel against mama for this week. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But seeing these comedians go on stage, if you've never seen the premise, it's a really popular show. It's hosted in Austin, and the people who are aspiring comedians have 1 minute to get their jokes off. Yeah. And seeing the people who get up there, the level of arrogance that they have attached with, like you said, 10 years before you just finally see the surface of the water. But they're like, how long you been doing this? About 3 months.
Right.
You're ready to be in front of millions and millions of people?
That's rough, man. Gotta respect craft. You
Got
gotta
to.
respect craft, man.
You got to. You got to. At what point did you realize your voice didn't fit into the typical rapper boxes?
Oh, very early, but that was always part of my plan, I guess. Right?
How's that?
I just knew that I was going to be trying to do something that is not done.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I even made my first album, I knew it. Like, because I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to bring that I didn't feel like was here already. And it's not that like they didn't exist at all, but it was like part of the native tongue family tree. Mm-hmm. My OG Serengeti had been kind of doing it a little bit already. Like there were things happening that was like setting the table, and threads that I was pulling on, but I wanted to be the fully formed like son of this family tree. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that was always in the cookout, but was, you know what I'm saying, in the quiet corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
like you never know who watching. You was there. You was there watching. Yeah, yeah.
And that's just like that level of intention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always knew that what I wanted to do wasn't going to be what people was doing, but I knew the cost I was going to pay for that too.
Yeah.
Like it was either going to go one or two ways. It was either going to be an instant sensation, you know what I'm saying? Or I would be trudging away, trying to build the path as we walk it. I used to talk to a lot of the OGs from Project Blowed about that too, like in Bus Driver and Abstract Rude, and like the people who, like, those are the cats that really like put me on and showed me how to like have a career in this. And that was always part of it, is that particularly doing DIY, right? A lot of it was you trying to chart a course that it wasn't already paved. You know what I'm saying? You had to think of ways to have a career and then go try to make it happen.
All while failing in front of the public.
100%.
Every time.
100%. All your failures is on record.
On record.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no one running away from it. Yeah.
All of your early booked shows and tours where wasn't nobody there. Like all of that shit, it's all there for people to see. And the good thing about that is people have this opportunity to grow with you, But the bad part about it, or the part that it can create some bad habits, you know what I'm saying? In us trying to think that we have to do too much on our own. Yeah. And then also we end up in retail spaces like Spotify, these streaming services. This is a retail space. This is the new store, unfortunately.
I call it thrift stores.
Exactly.
not the cool ones. Not the cool ones. Not the cool ones. That's that thrift store I ain't got. You walk in there and be like, yeah, I got shit in here. That's a real thrift store. I got nothing in here. Yeah, that kind of thrift store.
But we in these retail spaces next to people who have a lot of resources. And a lot of these resources are used to make the presentation perfect, to wipe away the mistakes, to wipe away the mixtapes, the bad projects. That's not my album. You got 17 mixtapes. What do you mean this is your debut? You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's the reason that's their debut is because that's when all of their business is in alignment, pushing a project for the first time.
It's like playing a video game with your cousin. It's like do-over. No, that's for real. No, do-over. No, that's for real. No, for real. Okay, do-over.
Yeah.
No, this one is the real game.
This one is the real one.
What do you think has been the greatest advantage of staying into your career?
Being able to do whatever I want to do. Like, to the point where sometimes I've told my manager this. Sometimes, like, I wish there'd be somebody that I had to run some of this shit by. Like, I wish there would be somebody to give me some notes. Like, that's one of the main differences.
Wait a minute, is that what kind of I wish is that? Like, I wish you would, or I wish
no, like
that was an option.
Seriously, sometimes I wish that, like, because I've always, even when I've been on labels, it's been indie labels where typically there's just one or two employees. You know what I'm saying? And none of those situations has it been where anybody heard what I turned in and had like creative notes.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel about engineers. Yeah. There's been times where I value the engineers that give input. Like, I think you do that better.
Right.
It's a value to it. Yeah.
Right. And so the good part about being indie is that I don't have to answer to nobody. Right. But that's the challenging part. Right. Like, it's all on me.
Yeah.
And none of us are ever going to make perfect decisions
Right.
all the time. And it can be difficult sometimes to just have too much freedom, you know?
What do you think is the hardest part? I mean, you kind of described this already, but what do you think is the hardest part about maintaining independence, especially post-pandemic?
The hardest part about maintaining it, I mean, so to me, the big difference isn't the pandemic. The big difference was the industry changing over to streaming.
Okay.
That's the big difference.
Why do you put so much emphasis on that?
Because when I first got into this game, it was a CD selling economy. And what that meant is for somebody to engage with your work, it cost them $10.
Yeah.
Every album, it cost them $10. So you could press up 1,000 CDs with $1,000. It was literally $1 a unit on the production side. And you could sell CDs out the trunk and make make $9,000 profit, $10,000 gross, right? And you could do that a few times a year, and then maybe one of these albums you can sell 2,000-3,000 of. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I look at a reality. Now I have 90,000 monthly listeners or something on Spotify. Them people ain't giving me $10.
They're not even giving an email.
Well, exactly. And
Hi, son. How you doing, sir? Okay.
that's a beautiful
That's
thing.
how you know it's a DIY. it's to the point where the audience is almost like, when Nas gonna be home.
That's what's up. That's dope.
But yeah, okay. So I wonder what you have to say to this, because I did a video, and you know what direction I went with this
For
video.
sure.
But there was I think it was Yo Gotti that made a video saying, he believed in the Kool-Aid that was streaming, and he was like, I think it's better than CDs, because with the CDs you can only get that $10 and then that's it, and they can play it infinite times. But with streaming, now they have to pay every time they stream it. He wasn't really understanding how this whole thing works. But
now, and right, the logic of that doesn't hold up, but it is representative of kind of where I'm getting at too. If you were indie, like if you only had 10,000 fans, they're $10 a head per project. You could live off that.
Yeah.
Right? Streaming, it don't scale down like that.
No.
Like if you streaming billions of streams, then that's good money you can live off of.
Right.
If you streaming thousands of streams, it's nothing.
Yeah, and if you're getting less than 1,000 and you're on Spotify, you're not even passing the threshold to start getting paid.
There you go.
So it gets trickier. Then it's them tricky numbers in that situation. So you don't think? Well, you just came off touring. We were talking about that earlier. You don't think a whole lot has shifted in terms of?
Well, that's we were talking about tour, and you had talked about touring during the pandemic, and see, I had a tour stop because of the pandemic, February 2020.
Okay.
I was on tour with Brother Ali. That was about to be my bread for that spring, ground to a halt.
Oh my gosh, it's so many stories I hear about where it's like, even my wife and I, we were like 2020, we gonna leave the house, we gonna do this, everybody made plans that year that was going, and that you said you on tour with Brother Ali, and then
it ground to a halt. Like
Wow.
I remember we had gone through Seattle. And then 2 days later, we got the first reports of COVID has touched down in Washington. It was like, oh, Jesus, it's chasing us.
oh my God.
And by the time we got to what was supposed to be a break in the tour, we got the email like the whole world is shutting down.
That's insane.
So we had to cancel.
How was that getting that news so far from home?
I mean, no, I was actually at home.
You were at home when it
because we
happened.
were on the break.
You on the break? That's right. Okay,
But we were supposed to jump right back
up
in, and everything was locked down.
I thought about that. I was like, I remember how helpless I felt on that Merge tour when things were happening at home. And I'm like, and even not just me, like I had very small things compared to someone like, the homie Fashawn was on there. Some of my Black Cloud label mates had family situations going on, and you just feel so helpless being out there. I can't imagine what that's like, being in the midst of that, and then the pandemic. What do you mean the world shutting down?
It was insanity. It was unbelievable. And, as an indie artist, it was a terrible time trying to figure out how to make a living then,
Yeah.
But I had a tour get canceled because of the pandemic, but I also toured during the pandemic.
How?
So one thing that I did, and this was September of 2020.
Okay.
I did a drive-in tour with Hannibal.
Oh, wow.
So he
was still. Matter of fact, he might have came down here during pandemic time too.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did a show at the Rose Bowl parking lot, I think.
Oh, word.
Here for that tour.
How was that?
That one was cool, but the whole thing was a nightmare, man. Like
Just
literally, we were
logistics.
doing shows at drive-in movie theaters, and it was a literal nightmare. Like we'd be on stage at night, and you look out, and it's just a sea of cars. Like
That feels dystopian
It was
almost.
crazy. It was crazy. So I was doing music. Of course, Hannibal's doing stand-up.
Right.
You know, the first night, Hannibal's doing his set. We're next to a highway. Big rigs going by, honking their horns. There was a train, like a train track on the left side. So, you know, he's in the middle of a joke, and then here comes a cargo train. Like, and it was funny till it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
the first 2 times, and that third time it's like, okay, now I can't hear the beat. Like,
Right,
what-
right, 100%. It was an ugly situation.
Wow.
And then I toured a little bit when there was still like social distancing in place and people were masking at shows and all of that too. So now I feel like things are kind of back, and it's not like COVID is gone or nothing, but just people aren't as afraid. The venues aren't as afraid. You know, I've been on a couple tours that got shut down because somebody on the tour had COVID.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Damn. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But there's that aspect of it too. I forgot about that.
Right, because we're running around seeing all these people, like, you know what I'm saying? That's when it happens.
Jesus.
But now I feel like things are kind of back. Like, I know that one of the big changes business-wise of touring now is that it used to be that if you pre-sold 120 tickets to a show, the math was that usually you could expect another 50 people to show up on top of that.
Okay.
The math now is you sell 120 tickets to a show, only 90 of them might show up. That's the math now.
Why is that?
One factor I've heard is that tickets are going on sale so much earlier now that literally people buy tickets and forget by the time the show comes.
That makes sense.
The other thing is now people are a lot more cautious about going to a show if they get sick.
Damn.
So the walk up is just non-existent.
I got to use myself as the example, but I remember the first show I did back after the pandemic. I had never looked at a microphone the same way.
Oh yeah, bro. Yo, if it smell even a little bit like there's been another person on it, it's like I'm gonna die.
Y'all got another one of these?
That's
kid
real.
you, I did a show, and I've never been OCD-ish. Like, I'm
Right.
clean, but I've never been
Totally.
OCD-ish. And then I just thought to myself, people have been yelling in this
Yes.
all night long, and they don't all have the same etiquette. Some people do this number. Some
man.
people, the people been smoking all night. This for the first time, I was like,
It's real.
am I done?
real.
With
Like,
this
if it-
aspect of it?
If it stink, it's like it makes your blood run cold now. But you gotta bring the little wipes. You gotta bring some wipes. with
Right.
you.
Do you bring your own mic at times? Or
Nah,
you-
I mean, I should. I should. You know what I'm saying? No telling what I've
you a
encountered.
risk taker. Oh, you a risk taker, huh?
You know, touring is stupid, man. It's a stupid thing to do. Like it's the only place we can make money, but it's the dumbest thing to do ever.
What? Just a general touring question. The hardest thing for me to figure out on that tour that I went with Merz, I've only been on one tour that large ever, but the eating, because of how unpredictable, you don't know where you're going next and what they're going to have. You're looking at and this is at a time when even like the search engines weren't the same thing that they are today. It's like 2013. Like, do you kind of set boundaries for yourself when you hitting the road? Or the things like you vitamin up? Do you make extra precautions, or is it just kind of like fuck it?
It can't be fuck it because the travel for touring, I think, is not suitable for the human body. Unless, like, the best way to do it, the most ideal way to do it that feels like decent on you is if you're in a situation where there's a tour bus, right? Because then you're sleeping all night and all the traveling's happening overnight.
While you knocked
get
out.
to the city in the morning or midday, and you have a day to be, and then you start getting into your show stuff, and then you have time to walk as long as you want to walk to find something you want to eat that's good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The way that I typically end up having to do it is I'm driving 6-7 hours a day, and so I'm eating at
Sheesh.
Flying J and TA the big truck stops is what I'm
Right.
excited to see. The big truck stop. I'll be driving through the most rural parts of this country, so I want to find the biggest
one,
national franchise where I can feel safe. You know what I'm saying?
I compare it to like anybody who ever watches The Walking Dead, and when they find a house that got resources,
Yes.
and they're like, look at that medication. Is it still good? Oh, we found it. Is any zombies in here? Okay, we good. I felt like from stop to stop. And mind you, we on the first one, you know, me and Noah's on this first tour, and we are selling merch for the money for the next stop type of situation. And so learning that way was dope. But damn it, you're not lying about the kind of preparation mentally and physically. And after I came home, I had to just detox for a good month, 2 months. Because I was, and then also too, it was the high, the dopamine rush of knowing every night is something new and different that I haven't been around. I wonder, do you got any stories similar? I had me and a DJ went to one of these stops, and I don't know these cities I'm in. We went to one of these stops. We decided to get some food at a bar. Hungry, just go in the bar, and get some wings and some, you know, We sitting around. I'm like, okay, rainbow flag.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, got a little Sade in the background. Okay. Couple comes in, men and men, girl and girl. And I look at the DJ, I say, I think this might be a gay bar.
Yeah, I think y'all had dinner at the gay bar.
And I think they think we're a couple.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that part.
And so me being young and not knowing how to handle that situation without confidence, I was like, we'll just take a drink to go. Because this is before social media. Let it happen in social media. The people, ooh, they could take a flick and be like, oh, I seen you when you came out of there. You got any stories of places that you've been to? I know that you've been to some crazy venues and seen some crazy fans. Has there ever been a situation where you just got adventurous in a city and then you were like...
What we end up having to avoid, and we end up in them anyway. Like just this last tour, our last couple days were in Florida.
Oh, Lord, it's already bad.
Yeah.
Scary, excuse me.
We had a drive from Miami to, I think, Atlanta, and we had a day off, so we stopped in the middle, which was someplace in like North Florida.
Okay.
And we were looking for options. We were trying to get a drink, trying to get something to eat, and there's this one bar open, and we kind of walk in cautiously because it's like it looks weird, like it's carpeted. You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand carpeted restaurants.
It's very bright, but it's like all kind of people. What we were looking for to make sure it wasn't just white people,
right?
Like we don't want to walk in and the music stop and you know what I'm saying?
Are you lost around here?
Right. But it was all kind of people, so we like, okay, cool. So we sit down and we order some food and we order a drink, and then we start looking around. I'm like, there's a banner on the wall that says Gulf of America. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, how they got Gulf of America merch already? They just did that. A couple months ago. They said that.
Somebody printed it up myself. That's how we got it.
And and then we start looking around. It's like, oh, this is a pro-Trump bar.
Oh, you here?
We ordered food sitting there, and there's all kind of people in there. We're like, everybody in this town hangs out at a pro-Trump bar.
Yeah.
Like the owner's pro-Trump, it ain't nothing else open. Everybody's here.
And you just trusted them with your food.
Well, I mean, the food wasn't good no way, so it's not like we finished it.
I wonder if it was not good on purpose.
I think they just don't have good food in them at that spot. Like I ordered some nachos, bro. You could tell like they ripped open a bag of Tostitos.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Put some boiled chicken on top of it, some squeezed cheese, like. I'm like, oh no.
Don't get your nachos.
Right.
You have lived through so many, I shouldn't say live, you have thrived through multiple eras in a game where, I'm sure you've seen so many artists that you were like, oh, you might be the next, and they just disappeared. You have thrived in multiple eras. And I was thinking about this as I was kind of doing my research and just knowing you. Blog era, festival era, streaming era, and now content era. What lesson helped you to thrive in them all?
What's the festival era? Tell me about that one.
I think the festival era was more so like the paid dues. type of era, right? Where it was like independent shows where you saw Wu-Tang, you saw Odd Future, you saw Mac Miller, you saw...
Okay, so that's a little mashed up with the blog era in my head, but I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's like on the tail. I feel like it's on the tail end of blog, but they were working hand in hand at that time too, right?
You know what? For me, a lot of it was about, especially early on, it was about building relationships with people. There's a lot of that. You know, understanding what tables you could get a seat at, and I mean, like, you know, let me think of a good example. When I first met like the cats from Rhyme Sayers, for instance, you know, and the cats like that started to know I was serious because I was at all the places where the serious people were. You know what I'm saying? Like they started seeing me every South by Southwest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They you know, they would see when artists that they knew came through Minneapolis, they see that I was on the bill opening for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of it was just about like, okay, who's open to the grassroots, organic, mutual respect situation? Like Rhyme Sayers, yeah. Odd Future, no.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But it was just about learning where it was that I could thrive. You know what I'm saying? And literally like what tables you could get a seat at where they respect you for your merits of what you do, and honestly getting a lot of opportunities from there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like talking to people, like showing people that you're hungry. My first real tour I was opening for Bus Driver and Abstract Rude, and I basically just like had to pitch them letting me open, like, and what I said was like, just put me on the bill officially,
right? And
I'll just let me do merch, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I was like, how do you pitch that if this is your first one, right?
Just my first one, yeah. And I already had a solo deal with Mush Records for my first album, but my album was nowhere near coming out, so I didn't have any name value to trade or help out with. I just wanted, like, I felt like this was such an important tour for me to be a part of and get exposed to these people's fans, and these are my OGs, and they mess with me,
right?
So I said, yeah, please just put me on the bill, like just tell all the promoters that I'm actually on the show, and then I'll just make merch money. And I was just selling $5 CDs. I made an EP just to sell on that tour, yeah. And I was making money that night, and I was also driving my own car behind them.
Oh, okay. So you made it super convenient, so where you weren't being extra baggage. You were like, I'll take care of me.
Nothing. Just give me this opportunity.
Me the opportunity. I'll do it. Yeah.
And the enthusiasm in which I brought to that. Okay, they know I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? And then so now like I can look what I just did, so I can show this to other people. Like that was always a big thing for me too. Like being very intentional about capturing, whether it's on a flyer or a video, something I did, so I can show people to try to get the next thing.
So I can't imagine how frustrating it may be to see, I guess, younger artists who haven't even accomplished a fraction of these things, who walk with the entitlement of, I'm not finna do all that for them. Like, I know you see these kind of...
for sure. I see it in some people who, I'm like, you're dumb. Like you're like, Cause like I'll see it in people where that's literally the only option they have and they won't do it.
Right.
But they don't really want it. They don't really want it.
Yeah, you got to stay after. Well, I do want to kind of briefly, and we may have to do another one where I come out to you because I know we're on a bit of a time crunch. But let's talk about Neighborhood Gods Unlimited.
Word up.
What does the title Neighborhood Gods Unlimited represent to you?
Ooh, so the whole album is sort of like a narrative, and it's about a traumatized person who is attempting to heal from that, but they go about it the wrong way. And in their attempts to do so, they do gain like a lot of knowledge to where they feel unlimited.
Right.
But that's not the whole story.
Do these concepts come to you before, or do they develop as you're working on the music?
So this concept originally started as a television pitch But as I started kind of crafting this story, I was like, oh, I want to make this music. So I brought a lot of these concepts to beats, not necessarily like I didn't have like the lyrics or hooks and choruses written like that, but I was like, oh, I know I want to write a song about this. I know I want to write a song about this. And so that's what I had that sort of narrative intention that I was bringing to these beats in this case. And that's not always how it worked, but it's how it worked this time.
Which song in particular do you feel like pushed you most creatively or emotionally? Since these are heavy topics that you're talking about.
Ooh, damn, it's a bunch of them on there.
Right. Them all your babies. So.
Yeah, but I mean on this album particularly, because there's like 4 or 5 songs on this album that are like literally like shit that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That like I am telling the story of this within the context of this narrative, but it's like a very personal sort of journey. Even stuff as mundane. Like I have a song about my phone getting broke. My phone, I literally dropped it in the road and it got ran over by some type of vehicle and flattened and crushed up. And like, this is while I was making the album. And I ended up having to write a song about it because it actually fucked my head up. And I had to think about, I had to understand why. Like, why is this bothering me so much? And it was because at the time, so many of my ideas were on a notes app that wasn't on the cloud nowhere. It was only on that phone.
That is smashed in front of you right now.
So there was just no way to like get all of these song ideas and these lyric ideas like I've been crafting for like a year.
Oh, that's crushing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was crushed. I was literally crushed. That's why the song is called Okay, But I'm the Phone Screen, because it was me.
You might as well take me too.
You know what I'm saying? It was me.
Well, let's sell everything. I've had the moments in the last 6 months. Oh Lord, I've had the moments where I'm sitting in this very room and I'm like, why the hell I buy all of this stuff? Just sell it all. I don't got nothing. I'm curious if you've dealt with anything similar to what I have experienced as getting into the content space. I want to jump into that really briefly.
Sure.
Getting into the content space, I noticed that it changed my writing a bit, and I had to be very intentional about recalibrating and getting it back to where it was. In that, when I was writing originally as an artist, I was writing from the perspective of a character or myself, right? First person. In doing content, you're often narrating and kind of doing more of the journalist type of perspective. And those don't always creatively go hand in hand. I found myself like talking about an emotion I had rather than saying like, isn't it you that got the emotion?
Ooh, so you were separated from it. I
was separated from it. Even though I'm writing and what I'm saying, I'm like, damn it, I'm using my YouTube voice.
Oof, okay.
Have you had any of...
I haven't, but I'm afraid of that. Like I've been trying to, I've tried to explain this to a few people this year. I think I was talking to Professor Sky about it. So I've gotten into this content space basically over the last year and some change. And
killing it too, man.
Thank you, man.
Come on, man.
Bro, look, all respect due to y'all.
I was to see you in this space,
man,
and I'm like, how jealous I was too, low key.
I
was like, you don't deserve no open mic. You know how lucky you are to get a lyric breakdown. Like I said, first time I met him, I was like, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Open.
Curtis talking me up, man.
Man, no, for real though, because when I seen you at this beat showcase, like I said, it was you. That's why I understand that Rick James skit by Chappelle so much. Yeah. I was like, there's certain people who had a aura about them. And much of that might have been inspired by the stories that I was told and the things that I saw from the internet at that point in time. It wasn't the same internet that it is today where these things are normalized and everybody's showing their highlights. This is at a time where it's like, these are the juggernauts, these are the giants. And you were just so cool, man. You were just so cool. And same thing with DiBiase. Like, I told him about himself. He was like, peace, bro. Like, my love, man. You know,
that's what's up.
But see, that gave an example to me. You talked about Murs earlier. I've seen Murs on tour stops come up to a fan behind, like while the show started, when most superstars are sitting in the back. He goes and taps him on the shoulder and says, would you mind if I sign that for you?
Ooh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful
Perfect example to set. I know he did it on purpose, but perfect example to set for a young artist and on the come up where you look and you're like, that's the kind of humility true legends have. So when I'm saying this, I'm not blowing no smoke. Like this is someone that when he told me he knew about me or he had heard my production, I was like, open mic ain't gonna know my production.
I was telling Curtis earlier, America. I was telling Curtis earlier. To this day, when I make beats, one of the main drum packs I lean on is one of his.
That's crazy.
From way back in the day.
You know,
so
see,
you in a lot of my work, and you don't even know.
I don't even know it. So God be protecting me from stuff when I was younger. You know what shit I would have talked. You know much. But I bet open mic ain't gonna using your drums.
But man, in this content space, I feel very fortunate to have been, like, I was just talking about seats at the table, and a seat at the Culture United table,
man, it's
is
fire.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge for me. You know what I'm saying? Who have really just been sort of starting out in this and like trying to find my footing and trying to find my voice. It is such, it's a gift to be able to sit with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing I noticed is when you first came in there, just the amount of respect that everybody on that panel had for you.
Until I said Drake was a yo, brother, I'm gonna tell you. I have a very long video in me because and I'm so serious now.
I feel like I've heard Professor Scott say the same words. Like I have a very detailed video that I could give you about this right now.
But that moment has resonated with me so much because I've like from that point to now, I've realized so much like how much I know what I know, but I know what I don't know.
What do you mean?
And I'll give you a little bit of what this video is ultimately going to be here. But I think that like Drake and his writing team, the
Swag him.
What you call swag him?
I'm sorry.
No, but this is to me it's actually legitimately fascinating the more I think about it. But I think that like the confusion around Drake the artist and what he writes or what he doesn't write, I think that's low key. That's like the main story in where we are as a fractured culture.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that confusion. Because as one person can confidently say, Drake don't write nothing. But then you think about it and it's like, wait a minute. So does that mean he don't write nothing in the battle? Does that mean that when Jay-Z walked up to him and said, give J. Cole one, is he telling Drake's team to give J. Cole one?
Yeah, what
But
see that's your superpower. I'm noticing. Your superpower is the ability to do the thing that most people be like, it ain't that deep. With the cell phone. You just talked about the cell phone. You crush a cell phone. Most folks, I think even myself, I'll be at that point like, I ain't writing no damn song. I need to call T-Mobile to make sure I got insurance on this shit.
I mean, I did that too. I was on the phone with AT&T, or on my girl's phone with AT&T.
I think that's the genius, is the wherewithal in that moment to see and peel back the layers, and which is why I think content is so natural for you in this space, because the people want you to peel back those layers.
Right.
Help me to see the things that your experience and your expertise, I would have no other way of seeing it that way if I wasn't listening to a video by you. But that's interesting because then you have a broader conversation there too about what do we define as an artist today, right? Because even with Big X the Plug, I just did a video about him where he was talking about, on one video he's like, it's very Chappelle coded because it's like the opposites. He said, I want to be the biggest artist that ever existed. Then another video where he's like, oh yeah, that song The Largest, I didn't write that. I was one of my writers. Another video where he's like, I want to be bigger than a hip hop artist. Like I'm not just a hip hop artist. Like I'm an artist. And it's like somebody left a comment in that video. They were like, I don't think this generation knows what an artist is.
But that's the wake. Like that's like the post Drakeification of this shit.
Drakeification.
Like look. Like remember when it first came out that he didn't write his shit. It was such a scandal that he had to respond to Meek Mill about it.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Now it's just like something we all know, but we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing. Like if you listen to Drake's, last few years of projects, these verses, they all sound alike. It sound like one person's writing this stuff. Right. But there's also other people. Like, how does this work? How do you battle somebody? Like, does he take control of the pen then? Is it a bunch of people hunkered down with him?
That's why it was so funny, and I made light of this. It was so funny in Heart Part 6 when he was like, it was good exercise. Good to get the pen running again. What do you mean?
But
you do this for a career, don't you, sir?
That is the confusion, Curtis. That's the confusion. Because when you're listening to somebody battle, it certainly sounds like that person wrote those rhymes. But there's also Drake songs where you can tell he's got nothing to do with these lyrics. You can feel the distance between him and these lyrics.
I just don't know how, as a fan, you don't feel betrayed when you see names specifically get mentioned that are supposed to be very personal to his story and his journey. And it's like, wait a minute.
Right.
Somebody else. And I'm all for collaboration. I mean, we've probably been in environments where we've done collaborative work for a grander project. But I just think that there's a few things going on because they're not explained and because they're kind of just brought out to the public, I guess, in a irresponsible way at times, or they're exposed, I should say. There are artists that come up and say, "Oh, that's how you become dominant for 15 years in the game? Well, I better get me some writers in, and don't even concern myself with going and writing something for myself."
And here's another question. Because again, and I know a lot more about this now after I said what I said. Like I've ended up having to learn a lot more about the fact that I didn't know what I was talking about. Kind of. But then you even think, let's draw it out, right? Let's go back. Obviously, when he started, he didn't have writers. Like when he first started, because how the fuck could you? That's what I just thought about now. If you're up and comer, like how do you get somebody to write for you and you ain't got no money, you got no success? Like how do you even sell that to people?
You write it on a BlackBerry with the side scroll.
And then you make your face explode because you drank a Sprite. You know what I'm saying?
Then you go to Funk Flex and you do like this with the cameras. And then when the beat come on, you remember that video?
Is that the one? Is that the I know this is one freestyle.
He was like, yeah, are we doing this? Okay, all right, yeah. And I remember watching that, and I was like, I never really saw myself as a purist in hip hop, only because I think my generation coming up, when we heard purist, it was a person that hated the other side more than they loved underground hip hop and independent. Like they would do more promoting of, you see these radio rappers.
Right.
That's what purist came up. But now, as I get older, I'm starting to realize I'm very much a purist in a different kind of light of it now. But man, in seeing that, the purist to me was like, you're doing we know writtens are a thing, but you're doing a freestyle, but you bought your phone out. That's where my villain arc starts right there.
I mean, it's again, we were talking about craft earlier.
It matters.
If you take craft serious, when you see people do things that makes it look like they don't respect the craft,
That part.
It bothers you.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're a stand-up comic that's been doing it for 15 years and somebody come up on stage with their BlackBerry telling jokes.
Which, funny enough, Kill Tony, I seen that, and I was like, it's happening in comedy
There
too.
you go. There you go.
What do you think broader? I know we're getting towards the end, but what do you think broader that says about the current place that society is in, that people are not even really batting as much of an eye at it?
I mean, I think it is an accepted place of confusion, but I feel like when you have confusion on that scale, a lot of stuff can just fall into it. You know what I'm saying? Like subliminally, overtly, like I think that the fact that we don't have answers to these questions sort of sits with us in a way that we don't even really think about.
Damn.
You know? And I think, like you said too, it's got a lot to say about what the future of this looks like.
Yeah.
What the future of this looks like. Because right now Kendrick's number one, and Kendrick is very obviously writing his own stuff, but there's not going to... Capitalism likes cloning. Capitalism likes to take something that's working and reproduce it over and over again to keep selling more of it. And you can't do that with Kendrick.
Right.
So then what does the industry do now if the Song Factory rapper is out of favor and the craftsman is number one?
I got it. You AI them.
God damn it.
All you got to do, here's the thing. We're going to feed all that music and all that nuance and culture. We're going to put it into this artist right here, right? He's going to be Lamar LaKendrick.
Yeah, you just put it in the prompt. Make me another Kendrick, enter.
Can we ramp up the political commentary a little bit more?
Right. Turn the dial up.
Dial up a little bit more. Let's get some critical statements on his Twitter. But regardless of where the game is at, it's super dope when you see moments like we saw a few weeks ago where James Gunn shouted you out.
Man, I was very happy about that, man. It made me very proud. To be
Nothing
honest.
surprises me in your universe because these things happen.
Surprise me.
I've seen it. But someone like James Gunn, what did that moment say to you when that happened?
It was a reminder that you don't know who's listening.
Oh, so this wasn't something that you were even aware of.
No, he didn't. He's still not reached out to me in any particular way. He's
crazy.
got every avenue to, and he hasn't. He just felt like shouting out hip hop that day.
That's crazy.
And happened to be like a couple of weeks before he posted that, he posted a story of himself listening to the song I got about Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? He was just posted a story of him vibing to it. I'm like, all right, okay, all right.
Just a Monday,
right?
So light some light.
Apparently, he just been listening to the album, and so when he made a post talking about how absurd it was that there weren't any rap songs in the Billboard Top 40. He's like, but there's been so much good rap this year, and it's me and Geis Guevara and Aesop Rock and Abby the Nomad. It was like, this is a weird group of people.
Oh, you tapped in.
Earl Sweatshirt. It was like, okay,
right. You know, it's so insane to watch somebody like James Gunn make a statement like that. Yet you have participants. We don't know if they're bots or not. We have participants who self-proclaim themselves as hip hop heads in this era, who just refuse to believe. They're like, this is doomsday. What do you mean hip hop's not in the top 40? What do you mean Billboard's not validating us? What do you mean these things are not happening? And I'm like, how can anyone see, and not just the things that happen in mainstream rap, because I feel like that's already in its own space, own ecosystem, but the things that have happened in independent hip hop and the things that you've seen independent artists accomplish. I look at LaRussell and the things that he's been doing. I had a chance to go out there to the Pergola and see it, up and close, and I'm like, dog, this is a different era of independence. And those who have the audacity to do more than the music, they're killing it in other departments. You are a shining example of that. And that when I saw you first pop up, I said, it's only a matter of time. It's only, and it is a part of me that must be like, hey, whatever you need, just let me know. But there's also another part of me that's like, would I have wanted that if I was getting in space and I'm like, all right, let me cook, let me figure out my habits, let me figure out the things I do like and don't like. So I just kind of chill. But we talked about doing this like near the time that you started.
For sure. And it was YouTube. I was just dabbling at best then, but I was getting more into the discourse that happens on YouTube. And I saw you and I saw Justin, and I'm like, it warmed my heart, honestly, to see how successful y'all are, because I know y'all from real life, and I know y'all have been lifers in this. And I was so glad to see that, like, some of the prominent names in this were people who were really from it. Yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
and
YouTube.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. But I think that this is an area of discourse where authentic experience actually has a value. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can tell when people don't have it, and people like that too. But I like to see the value of it here, and some of the trails y'all ablaze. But on the indie tip too, I wanted to say, like you say, if James Gunn got time to touch rap grass,
what are we doing?
What are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying?
What's the excuse?
Exactly. If he got time to do it.
I'm too busy.
Right. He's writing 5 movies right now.
I'm busier than James Gunn nowadays. Nowadays, it's kind of how it is.
And the other side of it is a notion that I definitely want to investigate in the world, because it's so foreign to me, because I've been part of underground hip hop specifically for so long. Right. There are a lot of people that I'm starting to see is very important for them, that what they like is also popular. That's very important to some people in a way that doesn't make any sense to me, because that's never been the case for me.
Yeah. It's been a lot of surprises like that this year for me. I look and I'm like, I really didn't know you at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like I spend so much time with your art or spend so much time with your point of views and interviews. And I'm like, you really were a stranger the whole time. That's a little bit sobering. Last question I got for you, and I really appreciate your time. And round of applause for Open Mic Eagle, man. Come on, man.
I'm happy to be here, brother.
I'm serious about it too. I'm gonna come pull up on you and we'll get part 2 of the interview because I got so many more questions. But DIY is trying to squeeze as much time as we can. Man, when the story of Open Mic Eagle is told years from now, what do you hope people say about what you brought to hip hop culture?
I hope that my work is held up as an example of a thing that I hope is way more common than that. The artistic expression of the individual inside hip hop has way more value than it has before. I think that for so long, this genre has been sort of constrained by the expectations that it's just this. And like, I think so many other genres are allowed to expand and grow based on the different artistic expressions that people bring to it. And it's like, again, this is why I think we have to decouple success from or quality from popularity in this.
That part.
Because like, I'm not expecting everybody to like what I do, but what I want there to be is more space for everybody to dig on different types of shit in this and not be expecting the same shit all the time.
Right. Yeah, because they're amazing answer. People apply things, and they apply. We didn't get a chance to listen to that comment, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see content from you. You know, you're gonna see content from me about this clip that we showed that I showed you earlier about the Southern podcast that was like, man, nobody want to hear that shit that got me thinking. I don't want to think. I don't want to give me music. It's amazing to me how much emphasis and through my career, how much influence I allowed to get into my own music of people who were like, man, if you ain't got no shit to make people dance, if you don't got no shit that somebody can play on the, play on these, in the club, then you're really not relevant. Nobody want to hear that shit in the club. Then I thought to myself this month, I said, you want me to dedicate 90% of what I do in love in this craft to the events of 2 days out of the week for most people. Oof. And the logic just said no. I think about how much music, like I need music to set up a music interview with you, right?
100%.
I need music in order to go check the mail. I need music in order to work out at a gym. I don't always work out to music that's super aggressive or trap beats. Like it's in so many different places. And I think now audiences seem to be so much more open to the niche artists. So much more open to the gas station attendant who wants to rap about being a gas station attendant. There's such a different space that with TikTok as well, and it's like that logic is just not logic anymore.
It's not. I mean, I can't. Along those same lines, like I don't be in the club.
Neither do I.
I don't be in the club. Like, and it's like, and it's like I don't. I understand the value of that. Like if you go all the way back to Public Enemy, like they was like the perfect combination. Like we're gonna give you all this knowledge, but underneath it, it's gonna be like a beat.
That BPM gonna be up there,
right? Because
you be fighting the power.
Right? Because this is made for you to be doing the Running Man and the WAP while you hearing this. Like
Flavor Flav in here for a reason,
right? So it's like it's not like there shouldn't be space for that, but it's just like making space for, like you say, all the other parts of life.
Yes.
Like it doesn't all have to be least common denominator shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
we's free. We's free now. You ever see that skit on Living Color?
Probably.
There's a skit of Living Color where David Allen Greer is playing like a modern black man, and he happens to walk past like a sewer where Damon Wayans was a slave, but he had lived through all these different eras and didn't know that black folks had been freed. And he looked at him and he said, man, we free. What are you talking about? And he said, they gonna hear you. He says, calm it down. And I feel like there's a lot of folks that maybe it's not even necessarily like a slavery to just the ideology. I think it's almost like a slavery to the the industry.
Yeah, the industry is just so infused with everything, and that's
Right.
And that's a lot of the conversations that we have, right? It's like trying to get people to understand, like, okay, if your top 5 is all people signed to Universal, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to know that that's what it is, and it's like it's nothing wrong with that.
Just know that,
but you got to know that that's what it is. That
Right.
like you're just picking out different burgers from McDonald's. Like you don't really know what the full spectrum of food is like.
That might not be the best burgers in the world.
I mean,
it might be it might be the best of the ones you had.
Right, and it might be a dependable thing you can get at every McDonald's, right? But that don't mean it's the best, and it don't mean that's all that's what's happening out here.
Yeah,
that's all. Like there's club music, there's headphone music. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all sorts of ways this thing could be, and there's all sorts of wonderful things happening in hip hop right now.
Yeah,
and I just want it all to be like celebrated, and not so much of the value to be weighted by what the industry is putting its finger on.
Get them out. Look, like I said, keep them suits out the booth. Keep them out the booth. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I was Open Mike Eagle, man. I could talk to this dude for hours.
Yeah,
but,
we could.
You know what I'm saying? But I gotta respect. He got some other things to tend to, man. Let the people know where they can find you, but also find your work and support what it is that you do.
Man, I appreciate it. MikeEagle.net is sort of the hub for everything, but I'm on here on YouTube working it out. I got a couple of channels that I'm trying to build up and work on. So you search Open Mike Eagle on this platform and any other. I stream 3 times a week on Twitch, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do the morning show over there. So there's a lot of ways people can tap in, and we got the music, we got everything going. So you put my name in on any app,
it's gonna pop up.
Something gonna come up.
Any shows, anything coming up?
I'm starting an artist residency in Chicago. There's a kickoff event December 4th. So it's going to be a free. I'm going to be interviewed and do a performance there December 4th in Chicago, kicking off this artist residency that I have for the National Public Housing Museum over 2026.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still pissed off. I didn't go get no Harold's chicken when I was out there.
You got to do it. You got to get back out there, man.
I'm so mad. I was too busy concerned with my DJ panicking because he was like, "You can't wear that crown out here."
Oh, okay, right. Did you had your thing turned away or something? Or?
I just had a hat on. It might have been cocked sideways, but I was just like, he was like, take. It was Chicago and it was New York. He was like, the Latin King's gonna see that and gonna ask questions. I was like,
bro,
I just want to represent my brand.
I feel you,
man. But thank you so much again, DIYers. I really appreciate y'all holding it down. Moderators, all 75,000 of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until the next time, DIYers, make sure you tap in with Open Mike Eagle. Y'all have an amazing one. I'll talk to you soon.